What's up, YouTube and Instagram, if this actually gets on Instagram, we'll see. This is Tim. I am starting a fishing channel, and it will be Fishin Commish, so be sure and check it out, tell your friends. And I'm in Middle Tennessee area, and I'm going to do as much fishing as I can and see if we can get a good channel started. I want to show you guys my kayak. I picked it up a few days ago. I've got some mods that I'm going to do to it before I have my trip over the weekend to Pensacola, do a little fishing down there. So here we go. Here's some of the mods I'm working on. Alright folks, so this is my new to me Lifetime Tamarack 100 kayak. This is the Angler edition. So I'm just going to go over it real quick. I haven't done any mods to it yet. I just got it a couple of days ago, but I have some good ideas, I think, and be more than happy for people to give me their ideas. So I'm just kind of cleaning it up a little bit right now. But as you can see, it has two storage compartments. There's one in the front and then there's one back here. They're both the same, so they're just a twist off type, and it's a little slick because I just cleaned it up. Alright, so the lid was slick. Anyway, so this has a small rubber seal that goes around it. At least one of them did. This one may not have one. If it doesn't, I may find one, but if not, I'm not planning on doing anything where I'm going to get, I need it to be super dry up here. If I do, I'll just get a dry bag, or I'll get me a container that'll go down in here, and probably use Velcro. I saw in a couple of videos where people had put like a small container in here and then Velcroed it to the bottom just to give them something to set stuff in, and then it could always have something that maybe that's watertight instead. So it's got the normal bungee tie downs in the back, elastic. The seat's not on it right now. I took it off when I hauled it, and I just haven't put it back on yet because I'm going to adapt that. I've got a stadium seat that I'm going to use for that, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave the seat on and do the stadium seat at the same time. I'm also thinking about kind of elevating the stadium seat a little instead of just sitting it right in here. May elevate it just maybe another inch, just to maybe give me some additional storage underneath, or just a little more elevation at the top. It's got the small cup holder. I've got an idea for that, and I'll share that with you once I get to that point, to make that a little easier to hold my favorite morning beverage from Sonic. And another one here. This is not slick. I hadn't gotten to this one yet. So this one has, you might be able to see that, this one has a little rubber seal on it. So this one may be a little more dry than others, and so we'll just try it out and see first. So I'm planning on taking it out if I can as soon as possible, just to get a check on it to see how it rides. And it was, like I said, it was new to me. It's used, I don't know the year or anything like that. I may look it up. It actually has some type of number here on the back. Some of you guys can probably tell me what that means. I don't know if that's just the model number of this specific kayak. It's saying that the maximum capacity is 275, one person, so I'm good on that. I'm almost down to 200, and I'll be able to, I won't have that much gear. A couple of rods, small, probably. I may or may not have a crate in the back. I haven't decided yet, at least for local fishing here in Middle Tennessee where I live. Planning on taking a trip though, and heading down to Pensacola next weekend, and so I'm hoping that I can get enough mods done that will help me set up a little better for that. And there's my puppy, Rocky. So anyway, it's got a I think this is called a Scotty mount, if I remember right. This one is set up for the arm that you can set your fishing pole in if you need to just set it down, or I guess if you're maybe trolling or whatever, you just want to hook it off to the side and it sits off at an angle. I left that in my truck, so I don't have that with me. A tie down here, I believe that's what that's for. We'll check on that. I know it can also be used as a drain plug because it does screw out. There's another one tie down here at the front. These just both have the T-handles on them, and then I'm missing the actual plug cover, so I'll probably just put some Gorilla tape on that temporarily until I can get another one. Another bungee up front, which I may or may not slide my paddle up in there. My plan for my foot rest is something I saw somebody do, where they had put like the grip tape. I think it's the type you use like if you're putting it on stair treads to get a little more grip in case they're slick. And so I'm thinking about doing that on maybe this area and maybe some here. I don't know which one I fit in yet. Haven't even sat in it yet. So, and I think this is another bottle holder or water bottle holder down here, but I'm sure there's other things that people use that for. So decent handles. These are in good shape still. They're real sturdy. And let's see. So this is the paddle holder here. I'm sure I've used on others I've used before, and I've seen other people do something different with them, and they don't always put them in this location. They may mount them kind of to the side with another type of connector, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet either. So a few things I'm still considering and looking at, but just wanted to put this out here, and I'm going to do some work on it, and there'll be another update. So YouTube, Instagram, I will be seeing you next time when I get a little more done. Thank you. So the first thing I want to do is something I saw on YouTube that someone else had put on, was the grips, well, the foot cleats, or whatever you want to call them, foot supports that are on these Lifetime Tamarack kayaks, at least this brand. This is the Angler 100. They're good. They're not very big, but they're also a little slippery if your feet get wet. So what I've done is I'm adding some grip tape. This is like, you know, like a heavy grit, almost a sandpaper. It's a double-sided. It's heavy duty. It's the Gorilla tape. I don't have the little container on me, but it's the Gorilla tape that you can get. I got it at Walmart. I think it was around 13 bucks or something like that. And I'm not going to need near as much as I have, and I probably could have found a cheaper way to do it, but I figured if it does wear off, I got plenty left over to fill it in. So I've got a couple of little spots left to do. I'm only doing the first two. I'm short. I'm only like 5'7", so I only need a couple of these feet to be gripped, and I'll give you an update when I'm done. All right, so next step, nope, not playing golf. I'm not a big golfer, or even a little golfer. These are to plug the scupper holes, which are, in case you don't know, that's a scupper hole. That's a scupper hole. They come with like 6 in the kayak, but I know, I hear you. I'm only going to cover up 2 of them because, hang on a second. Okay, so we're going to fix these up so that we can actually plug just 2 of the scupper holes where the seat is, because that's usually the worst part. Everybody says they always get wet when they're trying to run around on the kayak. Water gets in there and it gets your seat wet. Now the water will get in the other scupper holes too, but it also drain, which you want it to do from what I understand. So kind of new to kayaking, but I got that part figured out. But I don't want to be wet, even though I'm going to elevate the seat a little bit with a stadium seat. So here we go. Yeah, I know, don't have to use a drill, but hey, if you can use power tools, why not? So we're just going to drill a little hole through it. Again, don't have to, but you probably just, that's it. Let me pause this so I can get the dog quiet. Alright, so we got a little hole drilled in it, and now I'm just going to put some paracord through it. Well, it looks like paracord. I think it's paracord. Should be good to go. So we'll show you that here in just a second. Alright, so I'm going to burn the tips just a little bit, just to make it easier to thread it through, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see. There we go. So get that. Let's see if we can get it thread through. Probably just going to try to push it through with a screwdriver, and we'll see how that works. Alright, so I got it started. Took just a couple of seconds to get this going, just to get it pushed down in there. So I'm just going to push it the rest of the way in. Hopefully, see how this goes. Well, guess what? Cracked it. split it. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, so I think I'm going to start over and do another one. And I'll let you guys know how hard it was to get it through. May have to use a bigger bit. Alright, so I'll show you maybe on the next one how I did this. But what I did was I just took a screw, and after I'd already put a hole in it, and I tied some fishing line onto the screw and poked it through, and then tied the string on to the other side. I don't know if it's much better. I don't think it ripped as bad, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a washer on the end of it. I got a stainless washer, so I'm going to put one on each end of it to help hold it on. So it's just be a big knot on one side, and that'll go down into the actual plug, and then the other side will have a loop on it, so I can grab a hold of it and pull it out if I need to for some reason. So got it on here, drop it down, pull through a little just so I can get a good knot on it. I probably only need one knot on this because I have the washer on it. And I'm going to pull it back through, and hopefully that'll help keep the hole from getting too big or the knot pulling through as easily. And like I said, plus it's stainless, so I shouldn't have a problem with that. Probably not going to add one on this side because I'm actually just kind of a loop over here. Now that I think about it, I probably should have threaded both sides through, and then I had a cool looking loop at the top, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. We'll see. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to push the other side through to give me that loop I was talking about, and we'll see how hard it is here. So I'm just kind of feeding it through little by little. Again, somebody probably has a better way of doing this than the way I'm doing it, but this is what I got. So let's see if it'll go all the way through. Probably should have tied it also and then just pushed it all the way through. Here we go. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so here we go. Got the fishing line threaded back through it again, and I just tied the other end of it to both sides of the cord, and I'm just going to kind of work it, kind of twist it here and there to kind of push it in, pull it a little bit, and there went a big old chunk. Didn't think this would be the hardest, one of the hardest mods. Hopefully this is the hardest mod, and the other ones aren't near this difficult, but I'm struggling. So should have watched a few more YouTube videos, but everybody was just saying, yeah, just take some paracord and thread it through the golf ball and you'll be fine. So there we go. So got the loop on one end. I'll pull through just a little bit, and then I'm going to tie it off. I'm going to put my washer on there first though and see if I can do it that way. Alright, so that took a minute. You did not want to be bored with the details of this, but got it all the way through, tied it onto my washer. I also did a double knot. I wasn't going to do a double knot on the back of this because I thought, oh, that's not going to come off. But I thought if the washer for some reason pulled through, I'd have an extra knot on it. And then I kind of melted the top down a little bit, and I may do it a little more in order to hopefully kind of seal that to itself a little bit with the cord, and in that way maybe it'll work all right. So let's try it out. All right, so like I said, I'm just putting it in these two that are at the seat. These are the only ones I'm worried about. So I'm just going to push it down in there. Oh yeah, looks like a good fit. Let's see if it'll come out without it breaking on me. So grab a little cord. Oh yeah, think that'll work. We'll see. We'll try it out, and if for some reason it, all goes bad, I'll update you. So just in case you're wondering, got them both done. Second time, way easier since I screwed up the first one so many times. So just a little quick update on that. They're both good to go. We'll see how long they last. Alright, so a couple of quick updates. Had to put a ruler on. So this one's going all the way up to 28. Well, technically 29, but 28 because hoping to catch some big reds when I go down to Florida. Need to know how long they are for trout and all that kind of stuff. No largemouth that big, but we'll see what comes up. Then I added one of these Cudas. Excuse me. I got this Cuda. There's a 2-pack. They weren't very expensive at all, just a few bucks, for little lanyards to where you can attach these to whatever. So, oh yeah, and I attached my pliers here. I just used some heavy-duty Velcro for the back of this, and then my pliers just drop right down in there, and they're there when I need them. Just pull them right out. And then obviously people have said, hey, you better put a lanyard on these, so hook the ring on that side and then just tied it off on a little zip tie for now until I can find a better way to attach it. I didn't want to have to attach a whole bunch of rings and screws and all that kind of stuff. So, and then over here real quick, I put my paddle clip on here, and I left my bungee just in case I need it for something else or tie off. But I didn't know, I pre-drilled like a really small hole, but the screw still didn't match up right. So I got a little bit bigger screw to use in there, but I still don't like it. So if I can reach it, I'm gonna try to just do bolts. If I can't, then I'll just get a screw that's even a little bit bigger to actually go in there. I caulked it, well, I used some silicone. But this is actually what I used, was this 100% waterproof, 100% silicone. So this is what I used on the back. I forgot I couldn't get the other one open. Happens. So that's all for today. It's getting a little bit dark, so got a mess to clean up, and hopefully I'll have a quick update the next day. All right, folks, well, I'm back at it today. It's a nice, beautiful, rainy afternoon. You probably can't tell, but it's been raining pretty hard all day, but I got a couple of things I still need to do on the kayak to get it ready for my trip. And I may not be able to get everything done, which is kind of a bummer, but I'll get as much done as I can and give you some updates along the way. So I got to get a couple things done with my seat. Started working on this yesterday, so let me show you a little bit of this and then I'll keep you updated. Okay, so here's the update on the seat. What I've done is I've got, because I wanted to elevate it a little bit. It may be a little too much, but we'll see. I've got 1 1/4 PVC, and I've joined them all together. I also added a T in the middle, well, on each end, and a reducer, because the scupper holes aren't big enough for 1 1/4 pipe. So it's a reduced down to, I think it's 3/4 or 1 inch. It's either 3/4 or 1 inch. I'll figure it out and let you know if you care. And then so I got the reducer in there, and then they're fitting in the scupper holes just to kind of help it from going front to back, side to side too much. And then I've got a board that's going to go on top. I'm not going to have time to probably paint it, but I'm putting bolts in so that I'll be able to take it apart and I can paint it when I get back if it's still in decent condition enough to paint. I may just have to cut another board. And that'll give me quite a bit of room underneath. And I haven't decided yet, but I might take this out and I might just leave it in there. Maybe it'll help with some grip. I don't know. It won't be as slick as the actual kayak itself, that's for sure. So I may leave that in there. That's just if I want to put some tackle in there. I could probably put at least 1 decent sized box in there. Let's see what the measurement is on that. Okay, so at the top, that's way higher than I thought. Yeah, it'd be nice. We'll see. If I don't flip over, it'd be great. It's almost 4 inches from the bottom, well, the top of the cushion to the bottom of the actual seat base. Over here, of course, it's a little less because of the way it rides up. It goes at an angle here, so it's still close to 3.5, close to 3.5 here, and so that'll give me a lot of space. So I've put Velcro straps or Velcro, double-sided Velcro on it underneath it just to hold it while I get it drilled, and I'll just leave them on there because it's not going to hurt. It may help them from sliding, but once I get the bolts on, it's not going to go anywhere. So I'll keep you updated. So I'll be going by Fishin Commish. My name is Tim, and I'm in the Middle Tennessee area. So I'll be doing some fishing around here also, but my first big trip with the kayak, my first ever kayak, is going to be down in Florida. So hopefully there'll be some good videos from that. Hopefully I'll catch some good fish.